So that's me. I'm Ricardo Flores. I'm Portuguese, otherwise I wouldn't have been the president of the Portuguese Game Dev Association. But I'm right now living in Saudi Arabia and working with 966. So I'm there leading the accelerator program, but also as a mentor, helping local developers and local studios to grow and have a more business mindset also associated with understanding the gaming industry over there. So yeah, that's what pretty much the mentor means. It's like people look at mentor, what do you do? So essentially, I try to understand what people are doing and guide them in the best way and best solution to have a proper business. So I've been in industry for a few years now, almost 20 years. I started mobile, went PC, console, mobile again, and now helping other developers. So a little bit about 966. So 966 is part of the Savvy group that right now is kind of on the news after Scooply and everybody and everything that is happening. And our mission is pretty much to grow the ecosystem over Saudi Arabia in the kingdom. So as part of our mission or our mandate, we have a kind of 4 pillars over there. So try to create solutions and try to create a way for local developers and developers that want to join the market in Saudi Arabia to get a sustainable business and understand how they can be profitable on that market, on the global market also. We also try to innovate, and by innovation we also mean looking to new content, new markets, new tech. We try to make things easier for those that want to join the programs in the kingdom and the different funds over there that you can apply. So we try to guide and help developers, not just local but international developers also, that want to join Saudi Arabia and want to understand a little bit more about the market and the opportunities there. We try to guide them through all the process. And there is a lot of partnerships. So it's a very important area of what we do is partnerships. So we partner not just with the players like Amazon, Google, Epic, and so on, but we also partner with developers themselves to bring their games to Saudi market, to MENA market, and also to help local developers to go global and potentially find better publishers and publishers that can co-publishing and so on. So it's a big mission, and for a small team over there, but pretty much that's what we do. So we also organize events ourselves for the local community. So we have been pushing the IGDA over Riyadh. We have been pushing local events. Next month we're going to be touring around Saudi for different cities to promote pretty much opportunities and explain what we do. And we also have a publishing team, and we are upscaling talent. So my area, usually, it's over here on the upscaling talent and trying to push the talent to the next level. So with accelerator programs, incubation programs, and we partner with local companies. Recently, we launched the Unigame Dev League, pretty much is an event for university students. It's a kind of a competition. It's not kind, it's a competition for university students. And on our side, the idea is kind of a game jam per month. So it's a 1-month game jam in the end. They have a topic that is with one of our partners, and they will develop a game based on the concept and ideas that we provide them. We had more than 50 teams, and from those 50 teams, around 30 plus games submitted on the first task or the first challenge. We are now finishing the second one because we are now finishing April. So let's see how many will apply and send new games for us to evaluate. But the main goal is obviously to get the talent, to get people trained and check what is happening. It's not just Saudi universities, it's universities from all MENA, but around the world. So we have teams from Spain, from Portugal, from US, so teams from everywhere. And all around Arabic countries, also a lot from here, from Turkey. Okay, still about me. Before joining 966, I spent pandemic years, I can call it that, working on another studio, on Lockwood Publishing. Lockwood Publishing had a social game, or metaverse, mobile metaverse. So on the good old days of the pandemic, we had a couple of millions of daily active users. And the game is still out there. It's a mobile game, free to play mostly, with subscriptions and everything. So for you to have an idea, we updated this game twice a week regarding content. So it's kind of a live show. So it's a metaverse, it needs content, it needs new things for the players to do every week, and that's pretty much what we did. So I ended up building a team of around 50 people back in Portugal to keep that going. So through the last 3 years, the 3 years I was there, I built that team, and we were always mixing social features and tried to have TikTok stuff, had all integrations inside the game. So I got very kind of expert on social and getting social features and use the social inside the game as part of the game. So when I went to here to the Middle East and mostly to Saudi, I tried to understand how that works over here. And that's pretty much the topic of my talk today. So it's how someone that has been 3 years working on a metaverse, working with brands, working with influencers and everything, goes to the MENA region and tries to understand what is happening over here. Because it's different. So my surprise was obviously some of the games that you find off the top, because I never heard about them. And the topics are also different. Obviously, you still have the PUBG and other games. Yes, I'm putting those apart. But you have games that are kind of unique for these markets. And I'm focusing today on Saudi, because it's the market I've been more engaged with. So we had Ludo, card games, strategy, a lot of specific racing games, steering and so on. So this was different. And I tried to understand why these local games were really on the top. And it's not just on top downloads, but top grossing. So why? All these games, though they are not all from Saudi developers. Okay? Some of them are from other developers from Egypt, from Jordan, Dubai, and so on. So not all of them are from Saudi. From Saudi here, if I'm not mistaken, I have these 2 car games from UMX. I have this new game that was on the top last week from Spoils, from Taka House, another game over there. So, but the other games are from other countries in the region, of the developers. So, a little bit about Saudi and why the market is huge over there and why they have their own market and their own features on the market. First of all, regarding the region, is one of the biggest markets, and it's probably the most healthy one. So a lot of players, and a lot of those players are female. So here, it's kind of 50-50, which is also very, very amazing. And the consumption for video games, and video games in general, it's growing very, very fast in the kingdom. And it's not just esports, because, hey, we know that Saudi is huge in esports, but it's not just esports. It's really mobile and consoles, and even PC games, Steam, that it's growing. So it's growing on all areas. One of the main reasons, because of mobile, is mobile, a lot of people have more than one account. So that was a surprise. We don't see a lot of that in Europe. But here, yes, they do. There are people with more than one account. Also, the internet use is huge. Everybody is connected. And everybody is super young. That I was already expecting, but nevertheless, it's really interesting that we are seeing a generation with early 20s and pretty much early 30s. So, the topic. Before I kick off over here, a little disclaimer. I'm not touching on my presentation on user acquisition. I will not be touching on the team of influencers. So there is some areas of social I'm not touching. I, on purpose, choose to focus on an area that I found very special over here in MENA region in general. So just from these pictures, and we can see that the kind of environment and the kind of proposals that we see are very different. And if the menus, UI, is kind of everything everywhere. Okay, what's happening? Why is a lot of those games have this? So we see, obviously, a lot of options and a lot of social options if we start looking at it. So there's playing with your friends, playing chat groups, people that are online that you can connect with. Everything is in here. So again, groups with different, and this is the amount of people on that group at that moment. People that you can engage with when you are playing, and so on and so on. So something is happening over here. So one thing that very quickly I found out is obviously that multiplayer and social game are huge in the region. So the single player experience is not so much value. The social side is really value over here. And another one, and that's where I'm going to focus pretty much my presentation, is on the chat. So the in-game chat features are kind of unique in the region. And they make, and they are pretty much the reason why some of these games are on the top grossing charts. And I'm going to try to explain that through the slides. So the social media, it's also there. So here, no surprise. So the integration with TikTok, Instagram, it's here. It happens. So the connection with influencers continues to happen. And TikTok is growing and growing as a way to promote your game and to use, obviously, the video features and some audio features also through it. The gifting is another big thing over here. A lot of the options you have in the social area is to gift people things, between friends, between people that you don't know, to get stuff that you need from others, etc. And obviously, the one that everybody kind of was expecting, which is translation, localization, and having topics that are relevant to the region, like season topics. We had Ramadan ending, so on and so on. So that is kind of, okay, normal, as it is in any country. So, like I said, I'm focusing on the chat system. What's kind of different over here? I can say that, okay, you can type. That's obvious. That's a kind of guarantee. You can type. Type, text, done. But what a lot of these developers have been doing is that this area of the game is sometimes more important, monetization-wise, as the game itself. It's a kind of an area of the game that it's the core of how you engage with the players and how players engage with your game. So monetization layer on top of this social, it's quite important. So you're going to see a lot of add-ons that you need to buy and unlock. So this is being monetized. Oh, I want reactions. There is a pack that you start with, but I want to unlock a new one, so I have to pay. And over here, you can see there is music, and there will be audio. I don't think there is the sound of, yeah, I took the audio off. But there's audio, and all those options for you and gifting, all those options are extra. You pay extra as a player. So we have group chats. That's a kind of, hey, we need this. It's not just an open chat that everybody joins and everybody is, but it's also an area where, we need to allow people to create their own groups and create their own content. So for that, it's a kind of a premium offer that it's in there. Like I mentioned on the previous slide, the stickers, the emojis, they are also extra. So you start with a free, and they unlock an extra. So it's something that it's added on top. Language. Most of these games are Arabic only, but there are some that have automatic translation also over there. So they are using the tools and the APIs available out there. Google Translate, obviously, yes, and a few others, to use and to communicate across different language, and even across different expressions in the Arabic world. So that is also part of the system in many of these areas. Moderation tools. Here, a lot of the games are weak. Obviously, if we are opening voice, if we are opening audio, and you are able to upload image, to create your own stickers, etc., okay, that could be an issue. So moderation is a sensible topic. The bigger games are doing it actively, others probably not. And voice. Voice, while it's less common, it's growing. And in the last couple of months, it's growing very steady, going. So we are seeing more and more of these games that allow you to connect with others, mostly, and are very social to include audio. Either pre-recorded phrases or phrases that you can record and use anytime, or even live audio. So those are there. And it's not because the games are to be played as a team. You can, but we are seeing it more and more as an option for social between people. So the monetization, it's all around extra stuff that you can hire. One of them, like I mentioned before, is the gifting. So the gifting is deeply integrated on the chat system. And because of that, a lot of offers that you can give to other players, because it's a way for you to be invited also to private rooms, to private challenge, and so on, and even competitions. So gifting other players, it's quite important for you to relate with others. And that is being monetized. So the new normal in most of these games are pretty much the text, yeah, sure. The ready-made phrases are there. At least a bunch of them are free. The reactions emojis, obviously, yes. We have limited number of friends on the free private rooms. Voice reactions, pre-made, and obviously access to a general chat. So there is the global, the club, the private, and so on. So you have different kind of layers and tiers regarding your options when you are chatting with your friends and with the community. Then we have the upgrade offer, which allows you to extra ready-made phrases. It's a new offer. Extra emojis. You unlock unlimited friends, so you get more friends to enjoy you and be with you. Extra ready-made phrases, VIP chat options, private chat rooms, and usually a kind of subscription-based voice chat. We can, as developers, easily understand that voice has an extra cost, so it obviously needs to be paid and needs to be monetized. So this is kind of upgrades that players can buy and can add on their social side. But another thing that we have been seeing more and more is the add-ons are not just normal add-ons. You also have pretty much subscriptions on top. So, and subscription gives you access to everything. And a funny part, they are not afraid of pay to win and kick off other players, for example, that are not paying. Done. It's assumed. So to finish, and pretty much some takeaways. So voice and audio are usually upgrades and subscription-based. Creating teams and tournaments is becoming a norm and a common feature that people need to engage with. And sorry for a lot of words over here, but essentially subscription tiers are still new, and there is a kind of, if you check the offers, kind of, I don't think that players get it very well between buying individual upgrades or buying a subscription. It's kind of a mixed feeling yet. It's quite new. Advertising is not the key for the region. Local content, and there is opportunity for a lot of other games that are with a lot of downloads for a while, either because they do user acquisition and etc., but they don't have the social feature, and because of that, after they finish, they go down. So LiveOps is also very important in the region, and a lot of the studios have been kind of creating their own systems to maintain their games. And that's pretty much it. Thank you.